Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, kicking things off with some Rockfest music from the Pretty Reckless. That thing is like a month from now. It's crazy. They did have a couple of substitutions. Don't forget about that. Static X being replaced by Chad Gray of Mudvayne. Pop Evil stepping in for Bad Flower.
Always awesome.
Yeah. Check out the lineup. Get your tickets, rock-fest.com. Make sure you come down and say hi to us. Are we going to do something? We're going to do giveaway? We're going to do something?
About a month from now. Gorgeous summer weather. I hope it's exactly like this.
This would be nice.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's usually not. It's usually much warmer, but...
it was it was nice last year.
It'll be in a month and some change, and we'll be there, so make sure you come visit us down at the booth. Say hi. Doc was asking me last week if Office Core is going to make her way to Rockfest. I said, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe we'll find out on Thursday when we talk to her. Later on this morning, we're going to talk to our buddy Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show. There was some big moves in the NFL yesterday. Talk to him about that. The Brewers are absolutely on fire. I'm sure he's just sitting back and enjoying that. I don't know if he's got any concerns. Obviously, Packer OTAs have begun. We talked last week about their new kicker, Trey Smack. The business shirt.
I look nice today.
I know. Why?
Tuesday.
Okay. You got a special meeting or something?
No, I don't.
All right.
I mean, I do have meetings, but none of them are special.
That shirt's missing his shoulder pads.
I cut them out.
I didn't know. Do women's shirts still come with shoulder pads? Is that even a thing?
Unless that's making a comeback, like hacky sack.
Man, my mom, everything she wore had shoulder pads in it.
It was very formal for business attire back in the day.
Not just her jackets, but her blouse, like everything.
Layered shoulder pads.
I remember going downstairs one time when I was a kid, and they were all stacked up on the dryer because you take them out. They're Velcroed, and you take them out before you throw them in the washing machine. And I was young, and I had no idea what they were, so I just threw them all away. She got so pissed. So mad. Yeah.
They have not made a comeback.
It's not a thing anymore?
There's a time for everything.
Well, everything makes a comeback, though, right? All the fashion goes around, cyclical. So maybe big shoulders, big female shoulders.
Hard to find a hacky sack right now.
Is there a reason for that? It's got to be some sort of masculinity in the workplace thing?
I think maybe it made your waist look smaller.
Oh, it was one of these things? Okay. Yeah, I suppose.
Triangle.
If you think of it that way. Or is it more of like I've got my shoulders up and I can talk to a man?
Oh, I think it was.
In a professional setting? Is that
like
what it is? Some sort of feminist thing?
I think it might have just been... Somebody went, put a pad in there and let's try that. And maybe we can sell some more. Here's a new look.
We'll let you know what's new on New Release Tuesday. As I mentioned, we'll talk to Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show. Also, today is National Leave Work Early Day. And we'll hook you up with some excuses that you might want to try. Maybe you have.
Other than it's beautiful out?
Yeah, a lot of times that's not going to work. Unless you have the PTO and you can just dip, But maybe some excuses, tried and true excuses that might work for you if you're trying to dip out a little early today. Lots of other stuff to get to. rockmornings.com to get in touch with us. You can also download the apps, send in voicemails and pictures and videos. We got that wonderful voicemail yesterday from Peggy, 30th anniversary. She wanted to hear some Metallica, so we did that for her and her husband. What's a 30th?
I looked it up. Diamonds. It's a big one. It's a big one.
Right.
That's a long time.
I figured it was something ring-related, right? Usually they go back to the ring on the...
Pearl, I think something else,
something
too. But
jewelry-related?
Large.
Okay. I don't know if she got a new diamond, but... I figure I spent enough on the first time, and I don't need to buy another one.
Well, it doesn't have to be that. It could be, I don't know.
Go to a baseball game? There you go. Sunshine and in the mid to low 80s today, warming up tomorrow, and then we're looking at some showers and thunderstorms by the end of the week. We'll get to music in just a couple of minutes from Seether.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
The handyman from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Joe Negri, dead at the age of 99. Handyman Negri used to show up and fix things for Mr. Rogers, play the guitar. He was a well-known and well-loved musician and entertainer from the Pittsburgh area, and he died on Saturday, just days before his 100th birthday, which is coming up on the 10th, which is next Wednesday. Handyman Negri, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, dying on Saturday. Pittsburgh native. Many children grew up watching him on TV, obviously. His oldest daughter, Lisa, told the news that her dad, who was also a well-known jazz guitarist, died of natural causes. They had been planning to celebrate his 100th birthday on June 10th. The company that produced the Mr. Rogers Show, Fred Rogers Productions, said in a statement, "We are deeply saddened by the passing of Joe Negri, a beloved member of the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood family whose warmth, incredible musical talent, and gentle spirit brought endless joy to viewers for decades." Sad news as he passed away. Meanwhile, men are apparently emerging from the sewers of New York City, and it's becoming a trend.
I think I saw this out of the manhole covers or something.
Yeah, so they're getting dropped off late at night, and they're spending the night down there with headlamps and flashlights and maybe metal detectors and magnets, and they're trying to find
stuff,
jewelry,
goods, lost treasures,
money, treasures, whatever it is.
We need to know who they were, what they were up to. It's dangerous. It's the same as jaywalking or walking down the middle of a highway. They could be electrocuted. They could be overcome. There's gas lines down there. There's electrical lines down there.
That obviously is someone from the city of New York. There's videos of these guys popping up middle of the morning from the manhole covers, emerging after being down there all night long, searching for all sorts of jewelry and things that people may have flushed accidentally. But there's apparently a lot of danger down there, and these guys could be in big trouble if they get caught. One dude almost, in one of the videos I watched, one of these dudes almost got run over by a car. I mean, they're just kind of opening up the manhole cover and popping up in the middle of the morning, and it's traffic, and this guy almost got clipped. No immediate arrest, by the way, in the apparent trespassing incidents. They obviously don't want people down there, but I don't know how much do you got to find for it to be worth it to be in the sewers of New York City where it's poop and...
Oh, there's nothing I could find that would make it worth it, but everybody's into different things, right?
I guess.
It's a very special breed of people. I'm guessing it's just a few.
Meanwhile, in North Carolina, a police officer getting fired after punching a woman in the face 10 times. I counted 10. There may have been more, but it was somewhere around 10 as he was trying to arrest her. This is a guy named Carson Hyder. He's 22. Turned himself in to the Cleveland County Detention Center on Monday. Processed and released on a $10,000 bonds. Up until Saturday, he was employed by the Shelby Police Department and was captured on a home security video attempting to arrest a woman, wrestled her to the ground, and then repeatedly punched her in the face during this arrest on Friday. So Friday it happened. Saturday he was employed. Then he got fired, and then he got arrested after he turned himself in, and now this guy could be in really big trouble.
I don't have a warrant or it's in the house. What are you doing? I don't have a warrant or it's in the house.
Let go! Let go!
I don't have what?
Let go! I got her!
Ow.
I got her!
You can hear him hitting her there, and
was there any other police officer there?
well, at first it was just him, and look, I don't think she was going quietly, obviously. She wasn't putting up that much of a fight based on the video I watched. I don't know. They apparently were conducting a warrant search. This woman wasn't someone they were looking for, and then she was acting suspicious, so they wanted to, I don't know, attempt to detain her and question her. And she started talking about she doesn't have any warrants. And then as she was going to the ground, she started kind of grabbing towards his shoulder, almost where like maybe the mic would be. Mm-hmm. Now, normally the officers, they keep their gun and their taser and all their, bullets and everything else around the waist. Didn't seem like she was going for any of that stuff. But this guy just hauled up and wailed her in the face about 10 times. And eventually another officer, as you heard in the video there, the audio, he came around and tried to help this guy out. They got the woman in cuffs, and they described the officer's use of force as inappropriate and unacceptable. The Shelby Police Department down there in North Carolina said that this guy had been placed on administrative suspension while the internal investigation was underway. Then they found the investigation that was handed over to the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation for an independent review of any criminal valuations. Yeah. This guy obviously looks like he's going to be facing some troubles. Her attorney said that she suffered a broken nose, a busted lip, and other facial lacerations in the ordeal. Added that the woman has mental health issues and is now receiving treatment at a facility. But yeah, this cop in North Carolina just hauling off and smashing this woman in the face a bunch of times.
Did you see the skeletal discovery made by Nancy Guthrie's house?
No, but I did see the skeletal remains that were found in the Carson National Forest of one of these missing scientists.
All right.
We've been talking about these, Gene, these scientists, these NASA scientists that have been going missing, and remains found at a national forest in New Mexico identified as one of these scientists who's been missing for nearly a year. They were found in the Carson National Forest, about 130 miles northeast of Albuquerque. They were later identified as a scientist named Melissa Casillas, who was reported missing in June of last year. Didn't arrive at work or return home following a visit to her daughter. At work, her remains discovered by a hiker. She was an administrative assistant at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. Remains were found with apparently a handgun by them. Not quite sure if she took her own life or if someone killed her and left the gun there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, cause of death has not been made public yet, even though they have identified the remains.
They have identified.
Not the only scientist who's gone missing or been found dead. USA Today, of course, previously reporting on 9 other cases that have captured the attention of the nation, the government, conspiracy theorists, everybody. And now this woman's body remains have been found, and we'll obviously find out what happened there. But what's this about Nancy Grace?
Nancy Guthrie.
Nancy Guthrie, excuse me.
So skeletal remains were found actually by a YouTube streamer about 5 miles from her home. Unearthed. They think they're almost 1,000 years old, by the way.
Holy.
Yeah, they found
her.
No, it's not her. And they found them consistent along with Native American settlements in the Arizona Serona Desert. Apparently, they found these bones along with some other materials that they're testing. So they think it's prehistoric.
Really?
And
Cro-Magnon man, huh?
yeah. So, which is super interesting that was 5 miles from where she was found, and they're
Are they going to
looking
thaw
into
him
that
out and try to take him to high school so he can learn how to drive and play Radmobile?
I think it's the desert, so they're not. They don't have the
not going to
thaw.
have it. Encino Man, we're not going to get one of these.
Super old, and they found other artifacts alongside of these bones.
Linkovich Chomovsky.
About 5 miles from where she disappeared.
Meat Brute, 2 minutes. No wheezing to Joos, no?
No, absolutely not.
Man, that thing really, I thought by now we'd get something. We haven't gotten diddly
Well,
poo.
apparently they found these.
Well, they're looking still, apparently. They found something else, but they haven't found anything. You'd think that by now they'd find something. They had the glove, they had a backpack.
This is a YouTube streamer finding these bones now, which is now it's history.
I got to stay away from this YouTube stuff, man. I'm tempted to go check out this Backrooms thing and get into it. Apparently, it had it sort of originated from Wisconsin, and now this YouTube guy made this movie, and there's these Backrooms, and I don't
down
know.
an internet wormhole.
Oh, I know. I don't got enough time for that. I got other reels I'm watching. There's a guy walking around now farting in stores. Right in front of people and videotaping. It's hilarious. Dude, it's so funny. I'm off the chip guy. I'm kind of...
Did you consume enough of the hot chip guy
well,
to
it's
move
still
on?
in there. The algorithm is still reading it, so I'm still getting them.
Sometimes you get over them.
But this other guy, he's
okay,
like in a store, and he has a machine. He's got some sort of machine that makes farting sounds. And he's standing there, and these other people are shopping, and they're standing right next to him, and the camera is like down the aisle a little bit. And it's just this massive, juicy, wet ripper. And dude, these people's reactions are so hilarious. He doesn't even try to hide it. Some of them, he like bends over to pick something up, and they jump back. It's incredible how upset and offended people are by farting, a natural body activity.
Well,
something
you
that
don't want somebody just doing that when they're walking.
Yeah, but he's not like going right up to them. He just happens to be in the aisle where they are. Oh my God. Farts are always funny. Always. We'll get to sports after Seether.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
And you only scored 2 after scoring 19 yesterday. That's going to hurt.
And that's a wrap. Well, Milwaukee's 16 unanswered runs to win it 16-2.
Oh, man, they hammered them last night. Bryce Terang ending an 0 for 21 slump. Went 2 for 2 with a double and a triple in the Brew Crew 16-2 blowout of the Giants last night. Their 16 runs and 18 hits, season highs. They had no home runs. Walked 11 times, matching a season high for that as well. Second game of that 4-game series is tonight at 6:40, Brewers and Giants at Miller Park. The NHL Stanley Cup Finals begin tonight with the Vegas Golden Knights in Carolina to take on the Hurricanes. That puck drops at 7 p.m. on ABC.
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Hell yeah, they do. Tomorrow night, it's the NBA Finals kicking off with the old school courts.
Where is that at?
So tomorrow night,
they're gonna play
7 p.m. on ABC. It'll be the New York Knicks at the San Antonio Spurs.
Got it.
And I think it's actually 7:30 is when tip-off occurs. I don't know if you saw, but they're bringing back the old school courts. People got mad last year, the NBA trying to change up the design of the courts, make them look different, obviously, all this crap that they like to do. Now they're bringing back the traditional court with the trophy and the signature and all the stuff, and everybody's happy. So, yeah, sometimes you mess around, you do too much, and it's okay to go back to square one. As I mentioned, there was a bunch of moves. Well, maybe not a bunch, but there were some big moves in the NFL yesterday. The biggest one was the Browns trading two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Rams for two-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Jared Verse and multiple draft picks. The Browns got a first-round draft pick for next year, 2027, a second-round pick in 2028, and then a third-rounder in 2029, one of the biggest trades in NFL history involving a defensive player. Meanwhile, a trade that was rumored to be happening all offseason, A.J. Brown leaving Philly, kind of a malcontent down there, even though they were winning. They went to the playoffs 4 times in 4 years with A.J. Brown on the Eagles. They went to the Super Bowl, I think, twice, and they won one of them, and this guy was still very upset. And now he's going to New England. He's going to be a Patriot. Eagles agreeing yesterday to trade star wide receiver A.J. Brown to the Patriots for a first-round pick in the NFL draft in 2028, and then a 5th rounder in next year's draft. A couple of moves being made.
I'm assuming more on the horizon.
Yeah, there's usually some after June 1st, so we'll see what happens. But those were the biggest names yesterday. Obviously, Odell Beckham Jr. and Juju Smith-Schuster both signing with the Giants, even though those weren't trades. Those were moves that were made by the Giants. But you're talking about aging wide receivers who may not have a lot of gas left in the tank. The Chicago Bears and their stadium bill that would have helped keep the team in Illinois remains in limbo. Lawmakers set to adjourn their marathon spring legislative session without a vote from the House. The update comes hours after the Sunday midnight budget deadline. They were scrambling until about 3:30 in the morning yesterday trying to get this thing done, and it didn't happen. So for now, it's in limbo. Lawmakers scrambling to find a path forward to keep the Bears in Illinois, and at about 4 a.m. yesterday, the Senate voted 37-17 to approve a modified bill that would enable certain Cook County municipalities to create local stadium authorities. This is all mumbo-jumbo.
Yeah,
A senator there named Bill Cunningham, the sponsor of the bill, and also the sponsor of the original Bears mega projects bill, said that the new bill provides a framework that would keep the Bears in Illinois. During the overtime session, the House Speaker, Chris Welch, said there's a lot of work still ahead of us. We'll continue discussions on a number of issues, including our approach to the Bears stadium question this summer. Working to try to keep them from going to Indiana. Does your husband care about this at all?
Not
I mean,
much.
you guys don't go to any games or anything like
Not
that,
much.
so...
I mean, there's the affinity for Soldier Field itself, but it's also a dump. You know, so it's like near to his heart because he grew up and that's where they play and all that. But it's not a nice stadium, and he understands the need for something different and the limitations of the city itself.
But if you're the Chicago Bears and you move to a completely different state and city,
he doesn't want that. But he understands outside of the downtown area into a more suburb or an area where there can be bigger growth. He understands that.
I like areas with bigger growth.
I know you do.
Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to Grant Bilse in a couple of hours, just after 8 a.m. See if he's heard any rumblings about if the Packers are going to make any big moves. They usually don't. But maybe they will. Maybe they'll make some moves this season. We'll see. Also, what's new on New Release Tuesday? We'll give you some excuses you can use to try to leave work early today on National Leave Work Early Day. Lots of other stuff to get to.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Going to an abandoned pier behind a Walmart to watch a guy eat his 40th consecutive rotisserie chicken in 40 days. Sometimes you just got to see a win.
3, 2, 1. You're an inspiration! You have the whole city behind you! One more fight! One more fight! Eating party chicken! Eating party chicken!
Wasn't that during COVID? That guy ate all them chickens? He was eating one rotisserie chicken every day for 40 days, and then he did the final one at in a parking lot behind a building?
Fall of 2022, so a couple years later, the Philadelphia Chicken Man.
Yeah. Well, today, by the way, is National Rotisserie Chicken Day, so if you're going to try to eat an entire rotisserie chicken, today might be the day to do it. I don't know if you saw, but there's apparently some highfalutin designer purse company that's making a purse for a rotisserie chicken. So they sell the chickens, right? Now you go in the store and they just come in like a little plastic thing. Well, this is some sort of like strappy purse thing, the carrier that you put your rotisserie chicken in.
Because
because people love merch drops. I don't know. They do these weird things, and it's pink, and it's got a handle, and you strap it around. It almost looks like some kind of S&M, whips and chains, excite me type thing. But yeah, there's some sort of purse collab to carry your rotisserie chicken around.
Nice. Well, this guy did it for no particular reason, by the way, other than to use his self-inflicted physical discomfort to make other people happy is apparently what his motivation was.
National Rotisserie Chicken Day, National Rocky Road Day. If you want to have some Rocky Road ice cream, there you go. Good excuse to eat ice cream for breakfast. And it's also National Leave Work Early Day. And we'll get to some excuses you might want to try if you're at your wit's end.
Well, like I mentioned, it's a beautiful day.
Good day to take off early and get out on the river or go for a motorcycle ride or something.
Do a little fishing?
Yeah. Do a little fishing. Do a lot of fishing. Tonight on ABC, it's Game 1 of Lord Stanley Cup's final. As the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Vegas Golden Knights, puck drops at 7 p.m. It's going to be a hell of a matchup, man. These teams they're both beasts. Yeah, beasts. We'll see what happens tonight when Game 1 gets underway on ABC. If hockey's not your jam, you can tune in to NBC to catch the 21st season premiere of America's Got Talent. People singing and dancing and telling jokes and
summer
magic
version of it.
Yeah. Also, the 8th season premiere of Love Island is on Peacock tonight. New episode of Bear Grylls is running wild over on Fox. Comedian Reese Darby is his guest, going out in the wilderness and doing all sorts of challenges. Also, the 3rd season premiere of Password is on NBC. Keke Palmer is your hostess. Anthony Anderson and Jimmy Fallon are the celebrity contestants. Password. Also, a new episode of Pop Culture Jeopardy on Netflix. It's part 2 of the semifinals. I think it's still hosted by Colin Jost, right? The guy from SNL. And also today on Hulu, the series premiere of Not Suitable for Work. I believe this was created by Mindy Kaling. It's a sitcom. Woman trying to be a girl boss in a men's world, falling in love with her boss, trying to sleep with him. It didn't interest me at all, but it's called Not Suitable for Work.
It's my first real day of work, and I have decided it's my alpha day. You're what? Did you get nothing from Wolf of Wall Street?
New person. Get in here.
I need to make a big impression.
Do any of you consumer and retail experts know what Yarn Barn is?
Are you into crafting?
Do I look like I'm into crafting?
No.
Correct.
Yeah. Not Suitable for Work. Series premiere on Hulu today. Late night shows are new. Paul Rudd is going to be on with Jimmy Fallon. So is Andrew Lloyd Webber and Nicholas Galitzine, who's the guy playing He-Man in the new Masters of the Universe movie. Jimmy Kimmel's new with Jeremy Allen White from The Bear.
The Bear. If I was going to watch something, I'd be watching the new season that just dropped.
Also on Kimmel tonight, Amanda Peet, Michael Stipe from REM, and Andrew Watt. Seth Meyers new with Anna Faris from the Scary Movie 6. Also joining Seth Meyers tonight, Pink and Ann Patchett. That's what's on the boob tube. It's also New Release Tuesday. A couple of movies dropping on DVD if you want to check them out. Hoppers, the animated Avatar movie.
It was supposed to be really good.
Teenage girl puts her brain into a animal or something like that.
We've done it, Mabel. After years of work, this revolutionary technology gives us unprecedented access to the animal world. We put this into this. Yes. This into this. This into this.
So let me get this straight. You created a fake animal.
Yes.
Which makes the other animals think you're an animal.
Yes.
Guys, this is like Avatar.
This is nothing like Avatar.
Hoppers, rated PG, starring the voices of Piper Curda, Bobby Moynihan, John Hamm, Kathy Najimy, Dave Franco, Meryl Streep's in there. 19-year-old animal lover using technology that places her consciousness into a robotic beaver to uncover mysteries within the animal kingdom behind her or beyond her imagination.
I heard it was a really good movie. It was a long time coming for a movie this good from Pixar, and you can stream it, or as you mentioned, now it's out on DVD.
Also new on New Release Tuesday, if you like things with a little more action and a couple more guns, this is a movie called Protector. It's rated R, stars Mila Jovovich. You've also got D.B. Sweeney and Matthew Modine, a former war hero living a peaceful life, gets shattered when her daughter is kidnapped. She's got to get into the criminal underworld and get her daughter back.
I've been taught all there is to know about taking a life. But giving a life, bringing someone into the world,
Chloe! Happy birthday!
caring for a child.
You're so beautiful. You're like my best friend. Just hope you know that.
You're on your own. In any disappearance, especially that of a child, you have just 72 precious hours to find them. I have to find Chloe before it's too late.
Thankfully, she has a special set of skills she's acquired over a long career, skills that can make me a nightmare for a person like yada, yada, yada. It's called Protector. It's rated R. Leeloo Dallas, multi-pass. Also, Season 2 of the new Doctor Who is on DVD today. Season 1 of Homestead, Season 2 of The Creep Tapes, and Season 5 of You, the creepy stalker show on Netflix.
Stopped watching that a couple seasons ago.
That's what's new on New Release Tuesday. If you're looking to pick something up and watch it tonight, we watched Piranha 3 Double D last night.
How was that, Brian?
Well, it delivered in the double Ds. I'll tell you that much. There was lots of nudity, which is fine. It had David Koechner in it. It had one of the guys from the Goldbergs, JTP. Michael, who's the guy from the...
So they go swimming. They don't know where that there's biting fish. They don't know, and then somebody gets eaten in front of them, and then they figure it out.
Well, the Piranha movie before that, the first one, which was a reboot of one that came out in like the 70s or whatever, or sort of a remake of it or a reimagination of it. Anyways, that one was at like a Lake Havasu type thing. And I think someone was dynamite fishing, right? They were trying to get fish with dynamite, and one of the sticks of dynamite, I think, blew open a fissure to a hidden lake that had the piranhas down there, and then they came up and they started killing all the college kids, which is delightful to see. And you had Ving Rhames in the water with a boat motor and the propeller, the spinning, and he was killing all the fish with the boat motor. Anyways, that was the first one. And so in this one, there is a water park called Big Wet, which is a little bit further down the road from this other place.
And somehow
the fish have figured out how to get into a well that they dug.
Of course.
And then they get into the water park and they start eating all the kids and the people. Oh, yeah.
Splash.
They're mutants and all that. Oh, yeah. But at the beginning, he's shooting this commercial for his brand new water park, which is opening up. It's the grand opening, and it's all these topless women in it. I'm like, hell yeah.
And somebody just...
And a lot of penises and a lot of vaginas and boobs and all that stuff. All the things you don't want piranhas chewing on. They chew on them. So, yeah, it was terrible, but it was fun to watch. A no-brainer. No-brainer. We watched that last night. Sorry, I'm not watching all these incredible
I didn't watch anything last night. Nope.
things that you're watching. I also, yesterday, I was watching the videos of the Black Crowes. Not good.
In concert?
Well, I'm supposed to be going to see them in July. I got tickets, and
They're phenomenal live,
I love
usually.
them. Saw them not too long ago.
I know.
Love them. I have a strong affinity for the Black Crowes, but I'm not a big fan of getting preached to when I go to shows in any way, shape, or form. I don't care what your beliefs are. I really don't give a rat's ass. You have the mic. It's your time. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but I just, it's so, there's no reason to do it. Just play the songs. Maybe you want to tell a little story about how the song came around. You want to tell a funny story about touring. I don't know. But in terms of preaching to me about what you believe, I don't really care, dude. It doesn't matter to me at all. Well, they were apparently on stage in Tampa recently, and they had a version of their very infamous crow, you know, the crow that they have on their album covers and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was decked out like Uncle Sam, and people started chanting USA, which people are known to do in the United States of America. And then they had some rather choice words for some of their fans.
Some of us have real faith. And for those of you booing us, some of us are not afraid. And we most assuredly are not ignorant. So, thank you.
Yeah, people didn't like that, and they started to leave.
I don't think I ever even understood what happened, really.
Well, again, like I said, they had this image of their, a crow dressed up like Uncle Sam with the hat.
Yeah.
And the striped, red, white, and blue kind of ensemble. People started chanting USA, and the lead singer, Chris Robinson, thanks for the geography lesson, right? Sort of tongue-in-cheek, like, yeah.
I understand. We put it there on purpose.
He said, I don't know what you have to be so proud of right now.
Oh, that's the part I missed. Okay.
Plenty of fans staying put. A bunch of people started booing, and that's when he dropped some other words on them. Talking about, I don't know what you got to be so proud about, and talking about, we have faith and we're not ignorant, and a lot of people got up and left, apparently, from that show in Tampa. Just do the Alice Cooper, Alice Cooper just recently was asked about it, said, fans don't want to hear what your political beliefs are. They really don't. Mm-hmm. We know what like Bruce, I know you hate Trump. I know how you feel. I don't need to hear it. I can see it on the internet every day of the week. Just come out here and play.
Not interested in that. I'm interested.
Play your songs, rock me with the hits, and I'll go home happy. I don't need to leave with a bad taste in my mouth.
We have 3 versions of She Talks to Angel. That's fine. Beginning, middle, and end of the set.
Black Crowes. Yeah, sometime later this July. Got some tickets to go see them. We'll see.
Is it in Madison?
I think it's at the casino, Mystic Lake.
Ah.
We'll see. It really depends more on schedule than it does on what they're doing on stage. I don't. Grant Bilse coming up later on. Bad news with happy music coming up later on. We'll get to some Evanescence and some Beastie Boys in a couple minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
The boys, those Beastie Boys. Got a text from Brian in Colorado. Said, good morning, everyone. You don't go to Florida and talk bleep about USA. That's more America than any other state as of right now. Some musicians and political people or celebrities don't know when to shut the F up and read the room. Average people just want to be entertained and get away from all the political BS that's in our lives all the time. Damn.
Most people want to get away from that.
Yeah, I've felt that way forever. I don't care who's in office. I don't look.
That's not why you buy a ticket.
No, I'm going to be entertained. I don't want to be preached to about anything. I don't want you telling me about what to wear, what to vote, what to eat, where to sleep, any of that stuff. It's not your job. You can put it in your music and your lyrics, that's fine. But if you're up there just hammering people, like, bro, I got no time for that. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate the text.
I don't know. Did you see the Sabotage music video? The hand stop motion recreation, basically. Some guy spent 5 years.
Holy moly.
No AI. And
So
he
it's
made
all
a point
stop
of saying
motion,
this.
right?
Yes, 4,340 hand animated frames that he put into this project.
Did it just come out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 129 stop motion scenes without the use of AI whatsoever. What started a desire to get better at stop motion videos turned into a 5-year-long obsession.
Well, you got to be pretty good at it at the end of that, right?
With trying to recreate one of the most iconic music videos ever made, 1 microsecond at a time, using cardstock, foam, cardboard, tinfoil, and cotton balls. It's unbelievable.
I'll have to watch that.
It's stop motion sabotage. If you haven't seen it, I'll post it, by the way, on Rock Mornings. But it's this guy did it all by hand over 5 years. That's some dedication.
Yeah, it sounds like a 5-year project.
No AI. I love he says it right there at the beginning. No AI.
Washington State, a 32-year-old horse by the name of Marge somehow got trapped between a couple of trees. The picture's hilarious. So these two trees are growing quite close to one another.
Like a V kind of thing?
Yeah, and they don't share the same trunk, but they're awfully close. And it looks like maybe Marge
wedged herself in there a little bit?
overestimated her ability to get through these two trees. Maybe there was a delicious treat on the other side. I have no idea. But she got trapped between these two trees, couldn't get out. Local fire and rescue team had to respond using high-point mechanical advantage systems to carefully lift and free Marge from the tight space. So rather than cutting the trees down and risking another injury or maybe death to this horse.
And they couldn't just lube her up on the sides?
No, they had to, her back end, you know how it goes. It's kind of like got that, that kind of, so I think
I was kidding, but pour some olive oil and
spit on that thing. Lube it up.
Through.
Suffered only a couple of minor scrapes. There's a photo of her, or photos of her, I should say, stuck there in between the two trees, and they've got some sort of rigging system set up, and they basically picked her up to the point where the trees were spread far enough apart that she could get through, and then they moved her and got her out safely. But large Marge getting stuck between those two trees in the state of Washington.
Poor gal.
She's going to be okay, though, thankfully. Obviously, when you're battling cancer, it takes an entire community of people to support you. Whether it's your family, your school, your friends, your coworkers, your neighborhood, whatever that might be. And when you're an 11-year-old boy battling cancer, sometimes it takes even more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Starmont High School in Iowa went all out to show support for 11-year-old Eli, who is battling cancer. They launched a challenge, much like the Pete Frates ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, which we all loved and joined into and became a part of back in, 2014 or whatever it was. This school has now issued a challenge to other schools to post clips of the students singing Don't Stop Believin' by Journey.
So grab your friends, hit record, and sing a few lines of Don't Stop Believing. Because sometimes belief is the most powerful thing we can give.
Everyone who joins the chain shows that Eli is not fighting alone.
Stay strong, stay tough, and persevere.
Sing it loud, sing it proud, sing it for Eli.
If you change one person's life, you could really change the world. I feel like these are a bunch of students that they're changing Eli's life, and I think Eli will go on to change the world.
By the way, Eli is 11. He's been battling cancer since he was in preschool, so upwards of 6 years. And this was the Starmont High School, where Eli doesn't go to school. This was the student council who knew about Eli,
who heard about him or
issued
knew about
the challenge
him or whatever, and said, "Hey, let's do something."
Yeah. And there's videos and schools all over the place that are also joining in on the challenge and helping Eli get through his battle with cancer in Iowa. Last but not least, if you like the Puppy Bowl, you're in luck. The Puppy Bowl obviously happens at the halftime of the Super Bowl, giving us options for entertainment. If you don't want to tune into Bad Bunny or Kid Rock, you can tune into the
adoptable animals.
Yeah,
isn't it?
This year they added some
Focusing on
senior
some-
dogs. Remember that?
Yes.
This year they added some senior dogs. Animal Planet's annual Puppy Bowl special on Super Bowl Sunday. The producers of that have now gone worldwide with a soccer version for the World Cup, which is starting in about a week. This is exclusively for LG channels. It's a 4-part event called LG Channels World Pup. It'll star 48 rescue puppies as they play soccer in a bracket-style competition to raise adoption awareness. The puppies are from 12 different shelters and rescue organizations all over the country. They're going to represent 8 different national teams, and they are all adoptable. World Pup will premiere next Wednesday, June 10th, the day before the World Cup. U.S. World Cup veteran and CBS Sports host Jimmy Conrad will serve as the tournament's referee. Is that not the cutest thing ever?
Yes.
You can watch it on LG Smart TVs or at lgchannels.com. The LG Channels World Pup starting next Wednesday.
Raising awareness and getting in front of the world with adoption.
It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Puppies playing soccer. I'm guessing there's not going to be a lot of goals scored.
Do they have the little sweat headbands?
Much like regular soccer. Are they going to take a red card if they go for a dive?
Please wear the little sweat headbands.
I'm sure one of them will have it on there. We'll get some shine down in a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Take this job and shove it.
I ain't working here no more. Now, I'm not saying you got to quit your job, but today is National Leave Work Early Day. So if you can dip out, you got some PTO, maybe you got a job where you don't have to punch the clock, you can just kind of leave whenever, take work home, do it from the house, whatever. That would be the day to do it, Gene. National Leave Work Early Day. Some excuses you might want to try. These are pretty mundane and obvious. Anytime there's a problem with the house, a pipe burst, somebody broke in.
We've had a number of coworkers that have had for real situations with that, like pipe burst, basement flooding, photo evidence kind of stuff. Go on recently.
Especially if you have the ability to send in some photo evidence, right? Which nowadays is great because you could just go on the internet and download a picture.
You could, but
of your
we've had
basement
people
being flooded.
really dealing with those issues.
But yeah, obviously if you've got a pipe that burst or maybe a bird flew through a window in your home, one of those kind of things, those usually work pretty well. Employers tend to be pretty
car problems too.
Forgiving. Your dog ate something questionable, as in chocolate, a sock, something that they're not supposed to eat that may cause
a whole bag of truffles.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's happened.
Did they do the Ipecac?
No, this was Winnie. She had an iron stomach, I think. I mean, we called, but they were like, eh.
I think it's Ipecac, or is it witch hazel? One of the two.
That makes them barf it up.
Bro, Fenway, my wife is the panic. When it comes to the dogs, my wife is the panic artist.
Immediately.
Like, she immediately freaks out. She came home one day or was getting ready for work, and the dog must have found some
Hershey's Kisses or something.
Yeah, they were like Reese's peanut butter cups that may have gotten left at a point where the dog could get them. And she discovered the wrappers on the bed and started freaking out. And so she calls me in a panic, and the vet says,
do this thing and make the dog vomit.
Take a syringe, like a not with a needle, but obviously take a syringe and shoot this many milliliters of Ipecac or whatever it is, witch hazel, down their throat. That dog yacked in 1/2 of a millisecond. It's unbelievable how quick that reaction was. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy.
So anyway, dog. If there's a dog issue, something. That's the reason.
Dog, or maybe like, my dog. Remember that video where the dog, the phone or whatever caught fire and the dog was freaking out and it knocked the phone off and it the house almost burned down. I mean, and they got a in-home camera, so they were watching it.
These
or
are
whatever.
terrible things, though. This is just to have the day off. Don't have something bad happen.
This one might be a little bit harder because you have to. I mean, if you're at work and your boss is there, they could ask for proof. If they're a real, taskmaster, you broke a tooth. Dental emergencies are real good in a pinch. Everyone understands how awful those can be, how much pain they are. But again, if you broke a tooth, you'd almost feel like, I can't see.
Well, unless you and your boss don't have,
I guess.
Open mouth relationships.
Here's a good one. Excuses if you want to leave work early. This one feels more like just taking the entire day off. Jury duty. But again, I don't know if you want to lie about that one because
you usually know in advance. That's not you could plan for it.
Well, you get a letter and then they tell you when you got to come in and you're supposed to get paid for that day.
I think $8.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is, $11.
It's not a good system, but they got to figure that one out. But then you're good for like 5 years, I believe. But jury duty, I don't know if you can just leave early with jury duty, right? Normally you got to be there first thing in the morning. If you have a physical or a doctor's appointment that's taking longer than expected, right? Now I don't have to come back to work.
Annuals almost always take longer than expected.
Some jobs require you to get a yearly physical for their insurance programs, so maybe it takes the entire afternoon as opposed to I'm just here for an hour, so now you can do the physical and get some ice cream
afterwards.
There's
follow-up because they want you to go get some blood work done or other scans as part of that. Could take
we
all
saw
afternoon.
something and now we gotta admit you.
Or it's just part of your annual.
Now we're admitting you. Oh.
There's other health things we've got to check on as part of this.
Obviously, car breaking down is a real good one. That happens to everybody. It's easier than an accident as well, because with an accident, now you're getting, questions about insurance and proof. But if the car breaks down, the battery doesn't work.
Battery issue.
Right?
That's what it was.
Yeah. It's an easy one. If you got to pick up your kid or your kid's sick, any kind of kid-related stuff, people around here, it's amazing how many excuses you hear people who have kids. They're just a literal
There's
excuse,
a lot of things
a walking
that
excuse
There's
waiting to
happen.
happen. I'm here all the time. I never leave. I never take time off. I'm rarely ever sick.
Smallest violin. Here we go.
But all these people in here who made mistakes and had children are able to just sort of take every single day off with very minimal actual information given when it comes to that.
A lot of parents, a lot of grown-ups. Blame it on the kid. Although they're out of school right now, so that's good. It's summertime.
Here's a good one that maybe you might not think is good to, that you might not go to on a regular basis. My fridge broke. You've got a refrigerator full of food that needs to be in a cooler somewhere while you go and either get the fridge fixed or buy a new one. And that could take some time.
It's kind of like that with lots of home stuff.
Well,
it could be like didn't you have to wait yesterday like a couple hours for a service person?
Yeah, but you schedule that. So I scheduled the Culligan guy to come over yesterday based on my work schedule. Now, sometimes you could say, of course, the only time they had an appointment was when I'm supposed to be working.
I need to get this done quickly, and that was the only time.
But I knew that I was going to be home, and I could have him come over and whatever. But I with the fridge breaking though, or a freezer, and you got all that frozen meat in there. It's like I'm not going to.
Time is important.
Talking hundreds of dollars worth of groceries in there. Yeah. Another one that maybe could work is if you've got a neighbor or a family member, somebody that that needs some help with something. Right, like, I got to leave. I was going to help my neighbor,
got to take my mom to a doctor's appointment.
One of those kind of things. Another one that you could use, too, if you want to leave work early on National Leave Work Early Day, volunteering. Most employers will never, ever question when it comes to, hey, I'm giving my time up to do something for the Salvation Army or the American Red Cross or whatever charitable organization.
Well, some organizations will even match it. Like you're going to give 4 hours and they'll donate 4 hours so that, the company can make a difference in their community. Some of the things you might want to do while you'd love this, take a nap.
Yeah.
Number one on the list,
Number
things
one.
to do if you take off early today, take a nap. I would never think about that, but go see a movie that you want to see. You just went to the theater.
Daytime movie, nice because less people, not as many people.
Less expensive, isn't it? Matinees.
Yep.
Let's see. Maybe read a book or spend some time outside.
Read a book. What are you, a nerd?
What are you, some sort of reader?
What are you, some sort of
Meet your
nerd?
friends at a restaurant, happy hour, catch up with some margaritas or some deck time because it's a beautiful day outside.
Easy there with your deck. How big is your deck?
You could hashtag leave the office early if you want, but I don't know if you want to be caught.
Well, and nowadays, I don't know if this is still the case, but you can just say, hey, look, I need a mental health day, right? I'm stressed and I'm feeling it and I got a lot going on and I can't be around here today.
Well, there's a lot of local restaurants that do a kind of a midday happy hour kind of thing,
Hell yeah,
too,
they do.
don't they?
They know me all. They know me all too well.
So take advantage of those specials.
National Leave Work Early Day. Remy texting in saying kids being sick.
Yeah, well, and sometimes this was a real problem, that parents don't want to have, but it happens when the daycare provider is all of a sudden, you wake up that morning and you're all prepared to go to work and then they're not feeling well, and what are you going to do? You don't have any family or friends that live in the area, it's a problem. Leave work early.
We got a text. OMG, Brian, I work at Culligan in the office. Ask for Amy the next time you call. Will do. Funny.
Thank you, Amy.
Funny, I didn't leave work early yesterday. I normally leave right around 10 anyways. I left maybe a few minutes early to get home by 10 because the guy was supposed to be there from 10 until noon. Didn't show. Apparently had a bigger job at some other place. Didn't have time, so had to reschedule. Whatever. It's not a big deal for me, but thanks, Amy. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking for special favors. I just, got to get that water softener replaced. It's leaking in the basement. So
maybe today.
Friday it's happening. So we're good, though. The guy that came over last week bypassed the system, so now there's no water on the floor, but it's not working until Friday when we get it replaced. The nice thing is we rent, we do the rental thing, so we don't have to pay for it.
It's a plan. It's a plan of action.
It's nice. Hey, Culligan, man. He's coming on Friday, Gene. Don't you worry.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
And you only scored 2 after scoring 19 yesterday. That's going to hurt.
And that's a wrap. Milwaukee 16 unanswered runs to win it 16-2.
Final score yesterday as the Brew Crew beat the pants off of the Giants 16-2. Big blowout win. 16 runs, 18 hits, both season highs for the Brew Crew. No home runs, though. Second game of that 4-game series is tonight, 6:40 first pitch. NHL Stanley Cup Final begins tonight with the Vegas Golden Knights at the Carolina Hurricanes. That's at 7 o'clock on ABC. Tomorrow night, it's the NBA Finals getting underway with the Spurs hosting the Knicks. Please, San Antonio, please. Please.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people feel that way, don't they?
We can't have the Knicks winning. We can't.
Well, it's such a amazing story with.
No, it's not.
No, not the Knicks.
The Spurs.
The Spurs. I mean,
Wemby.
with the coach and the team and how young they are and going against the dynasty and winning and advancing.
So funny dude, it's so funny to watch Wemby when he hugs his teammates because he's got to literally bend over and pick them up. They're so small. He's such an alien. Myles Garrett getting traded from the Browns to the Rams yesterday. And A.J. Brown, the other big move in the NFL, getting traded from the Eagles to the Patriots. Rick Adelman, Basketball Hall of Fame inductee, played for 7 NBA seasons before becoming one of the game's all-time winningest coaches, has passed away. Adelman, the father of the Nuggets head coach David Adelman, was 79. Cause of death not immediately announced. Rick Adelman won 1,042 games as an NBA head coach, 10th most in league history. Only 4 other coaches, Pat Riley, Greg Popovich, Jerry Sloan, and George Karl, coached more games and had a better winning percentage than Adelman did. Took the Portland Trailblazers to the NBA Finals twice. Also was the head coach in Sacramento, Houston, Minnesota, and in Golden State. He was a pretty good NBA head coach, and he passed away yesterday at the age of 79. A couple of weeks of movement and uncertainty has resulted in a new GM for the Wisconsin Badgers. They found their next general manager. It's a guy from the NFL. Several colleges looking in to the NFL, the ranks there, to try and get somebody to come to their team. The Badgers hiring longtime NFL executive Morocco Brown as their next GM. Brown most recently was the chief personnel executive for the Colts before leaving the role in June of 2025. Had been with the Colts since 2017. Also previous stints with the Browns, Commanders, and Bears. And now he's coming to Wisconsin, Madison. Serena Williams getting back on the court. Not sure if you saw that.
I did not.
It's been 4 years since she played professional tennis, and now she's getting back on the court. Officially making her comeback to professional tennis. She's 44. She announced yesterday that she's accepted a wild card invitation to play doubles in next week's HSBC Championships at the Queen's Club in London. Not sure who her teammate is going to be as of right now. At least they hadn't announced it yesterday when I was getting sports ready. And speaking of tennis, did you hear about this guy, Adolfo?
I did not.
Oof.
Did he do something
You're going to love this guy.
Awesome.
You should go home and tell your daughters about it. They'll really like him. Adolfo Daniel Vallejo was fined somewhere around $65,000, or some reports have him getting fined as much as $76,000 This is at the French Open after he said that his second-round match should not have been umpired by a woman.
Did he
Vallejo
give reasons?
Well, Vallejo lost to a French teenager.
So he lost, and it was the
last week after a 5-set battle lasted nearly 5 hours.
Yeah, those are
tennis
monsters. Yes, when they have those battles like that, it's something.
Later on, he was talking to a website, a tennis website called Clay. Said that, quote, "This sort of match needs to be umpired by a man. It is very difficult for a woman to do it."
Did he give reasons?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't read that far into it, but he got fined for his comments. Maybe he realized, oops, I shouldn't have said that and stopped talking.
Probably best he just stopped talking.
You should tell your daughters about that. I'm sure he'll become their new favorite tennis player.
They'll go, who? What? What are you talking about? So Russell Wilson's going to be part of the CBS desk team, isn't he?
I think he had an offer to be a backup quarterback for the Giants. I think it was the Giants or the Jets. Dude, nobody wants. They suck. They're a terrible organization. Jets are going to Jets. And smart on him. Take the easy money. Sit in a chair and talk about football rather than get blasted.
And get a giant paycheck. Do really well for yourself.
We'll see. I don't know if the guy's got the ability to talk in front of a microphone. Lots of guys have tried that after their playing career and haven't done so well. We'll see. Thanks again to Remy who texted in. We were talking about excuses for leaving work early. Remy said kids being sick.
Mm-hmm.
Go to school fine, get a call midday, they're sick. I've had this happen.
Of course. Every parent has.
Oh. Well, and I've told you this before, I have my tonsils are big, just naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that, and so I would always use that to my advantage to go down to the nurse's office and be like, I got a sore throat.
Look.
They'd be like, oh, my God, your tonsils are huge. And they're getting you out of school. My mom's just like, son of a bitch, is it the tonsils again? Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah.
It's my go-to move.
Oh, man. Stop short. We've got some corn coming up in a bit. RockMornings.com if you want to get in touch with us. Grant Bilse is going to join us just after 8 as well.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Big thanks again to Amy for the text message saying, OMG, Brian, I work at Culligan in the office. Ask for Amy the next time you call. I said, I'm good to go. They had to reschedule. I'm too busy this week. I got a lot going on. So Friday was the only day that we could squeeze them in. She said, I heard you say that on the radio. The week after a holiday is always crazy, making up for the short week prior. And I can't agree with you more about renting. It's definitely the way to go. Yeah, it's nice. Not a big fan of carrying my salt bags down in the basement, though. Those things.
Nobody is.
They make lightweight kitty litter now, which we use. Yeah. Can they make lightweight salt? Is that not a thing?
Not to my knowledge.
Oof.
More expensive.
We need. When I was a very small child, the first house that we ever owned on Syracuse Road, we had a coal stove in the basement.
Came out through a chute in your
Yeah, and we had a truck. Mm-hmm. I remember one of my first memories as a child. I was very young, probably 4 or 5 years old. And the truck would drive around to the back, and there was a little window in the basement, and they would have a chute, and it would deliver the coal, and then we'd have a big just stack of real healthy coal in the basement. And and Dad would have to go down there and put it in the coal stove and shovel out the and
Our house has one.
Yeah. Wild times, man. Can we do that with salt? Can we do some sort of
chute?
Salt delivery chute? Carrying those bags to the basement is not fun. Thanks, Amy, again for the text message. Appreciate that. We normally save our hypothetical questions for Thursday, and we'll certainly do that later on this week.
Is this for Grant? Are we talking with Grant about something?
We're going to do that after 8 o'clock, and maybe we'll include him on this one. But a random hypothetical on Reddit the other day.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Right. It came with some comments and kind of...
It's kind of like a who'd you rather than a hypothetical question.
Mm-hmm.
You can only listen to one type of music for a whole year. You don't get to choose the music. You have to choose between 4 different kinds of music. You ready?
All right. So these are genres of songs, not necessarily songs themselves or albums or artists. It's like the overriding genre. Okay.
You can only listen to one type of music for a whole year, 365 days. Your 4 options are mumble rap, which I think is just rap now, right? Isn't it all
Where
mumble?
you're like, what?
Hey, yo. Hey,
trying to make out.
You hear like 1 out of every 7 words. You kind of. Did he say Georgia? I think he said Georgia, right? So mumble rap.
Mumble rap.
Post 9/11 country.
Okay.
Do you remember where you were in the
country?
Well, I think it may be more of that. Like, do you remember where you were when the buildings fell? Kind of stuff like that. Leaning heavily into the Americana stuff.
It might just be.
Not to mention post 9/11 country is a lot of the spangled jeans, Forever 21, whatever.
Yeah, new country.
Sparkly jeans, the guy with the muscles that doesn't really sing. He kind of raps or doesn't really do anything. Christian death metal.
Okay.
Seems counter.
But it's a.
Or AI generated EDM.
God.
Dance music. You get to choose one for an entire year. You got to listen to one. That's the only music you get to listen to. You don't get any Tom Petty. You don't get any
so
Alanis.
you didn't say rock. You didn't say pop.
You got no AC/DC. You just, for an entire year.
So
now, you can have all the artists in that genre, but that's the only genre you can listen to. Mumble rap, post 9/11 country, Christian death metal, AI-generated EDM.
Oh, God. I'm probably taking courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Some When Were You, When the World Stopped Turning, Alan Jackson's kind of stuff.
Look, I'm as American as they come. I love America.
I know that.
I'll wave the flag as high and as proudly as I can, but I can't do the country music. I just can't. It's the country part of it. It's not the Americana. I just can't do it. Especially the post 9/11 stuff.
Probably not listening to yeah.
Because these Kane Brown dudes.
You don't want to support necessarily AI-generated artists.
I'm not supporting that.
Yes.
That's out. And I certainly am not listening to mumble rap because that is the lowest form of musical talent.
What?
So I'm going Christian death metal. Yeah. I don't look. I'm not a believer, but at least the music jams, maybe some sick breakdowns. Everybody playing as fast as brutal as they can.
To almost exclusively Christian
now that
rock.
Doesn't mean Skillet. All right, we're not talking about Skillet.
So
that is not a Christian death metal band.
Because Christian rock, if you would have said
does Christian death metal even exist? Is that even a music genre that? I mean, is there? How many artists can there be? I mean, like usually when you're in a death metal band, you're on the other side of that coin. You're the satanic death metal guy.
Traditional death metal, brutal instruments, and heavy guitar riffs, blast beats, and guttural voices.
Well, the nice thing, too, about the guttural voices is much like mumble rap, you can't understand them, right? They're just... So I don't even know what he's saying about Jesus. I don't even care. But the breakdowns are sick, right?
Living Sacrifice, you could listen to them.
Hell yeah. Do we have any of them in the system?
Crimson Thorn, Mortification. So there you go. Symphony of Heaven.
We don't have any Living Sacrifice.
These don't sound very... They sound exactly what they're supposed to be.
Oh, we got some Impending Doom. Here we go. All right. Should we listen to Death, Ascension, Resurrection, or Murderer, or Death Will Reign? Which one? These don't sound Christian.
That's what I said.
The album, by the way, is Baptized in Filth. Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. Death.
So this might be exactly what you're looking for.
Death,
in your
Ascension,
life.
Resurrection. This is Christian.
This is a thriving subgenre.
Death metal.
By the way. So it's death metal.
Hold on. Get some.
So the lyrics are centered on faith, hope, and theology. So yeah.
All right, I can get into that. I'm getting into that more than I am the mumble rap, the country, or the AI.
You get into that because you don't even really know.
Bad. Do you go to do you have to take, what's the thing with the wafer and the blood and the wine? What's that called? Communion? You take communion after your show, during the show?
Probably not.
Do you got to light a candle during the show? Is there some sort of candle lighting ceremony?
Oh, they have a lot of albums.
Well, they got a lot of stuff to scream about. I'm going with Christian death metal, by the way. It was almost a 4-way tie, by the way, on this Reddit thread. 29% of people picking Christian death metal. 25% of people choosing the mumble rap. 24% of people picking the post 9/11 country. And then last but not least, 22% of people taking the AI-generated EDM.
Yeah, I'm not taking that. I don't like EDM, and I don't want my artist to be replaced by
I'm not
AI.
supporting AI in any way, shape, or form. And I'm definitely not into the mumble rap and that post-country stuff. I can't. It makes my ears bleed.
Oh, there is some religious in the lyrics. There's some.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah, but you wouldn't really necessarily have to know what they're saying.
No, I can't believe we got some impending doom.
There you go.
Come to the Christian death metal
show.
show.
What would you pick?
Featuring,
That's the question. What would you pick?
Yeah, a sort of a hypothetical who'd you rather. You get to listen to one genre of music for an entire year.
A year?
No other music can come into your... You can listen to all the artists in that genre, but that's the only genre. This is a Reddit poll. And it was mumble rap, post 9/11 country, Christian death metal, or AI-generated EDM. Is any EDM not generated by computers? Right? It's like somebody actually making EDM music with an instrument? Or just a computer and a scratcher?
I'm sure there are, but this wouldn't even have an artist involved.
All right.
The artist is the internet.
Let us know, rockmornings.com. Download the apps, get in touch with us that way. We'll talk to Grant Bilse in just a couple minutes, and we'll hear from those Black Crows as well. Awesome. Getting booed in Tampa.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
8:15-ish each and every Tuesday morning. We're on the phone with our good friend Grant Bilse from the Wisco Sports Show. You can hear his show every weekday afternoon from 4 until 6 on stations all across the state of Wisconsin, including WKTY in La Crosse and Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire. Grant Bilse, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm lovely this morning. The sun is shining. I get to talk to my two favorite radio people in the radio world. Nice to talk with you both. I hope you're well, too.
Let's get right into it. The Brewers absolutely on fire. They trounced the Giants last night, but I want to talk about this big, giant Pablo Sanchez thing. Did you see this?
I did, yeah.
Look, I know nothing about this, right? So this is some baseball game, baseball superstars or whatever that kids played on their PC, and this thing I have no idea what the hell this is, and this giant thing shows up and is making, what is this going to be a regular appearance, or was this like a one-off?
So I saw Kurt Hogue, the Journal Sentinel, wrote a story about it. I don't know why it was there. It's from Backyard Baseball, which is a computer game.
Okay.
Which I played once upon a time. I was more of a Deer Hunter 4 guy on my parents' PC. That was my that was my game of choice that I burned through the family PC at,
So is this like a late 90s, early 2000s game that was on the PC?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I don't know. I know nothing about it.
Pablo Sanchez was a masher, man. He was the best player. That's the guy you wanted on your team. So I was listening on the radio last night. I don't know if they talked about it on the television broadcast. I assume it was some marketing thing. I'm not sure, but it was just kind of a funny visual on TV that I saw after the fact.
It's giant, and it doesn't look like an inflatable like a lot of those giant costumes are. It looks like a legitimate mascot costume, and it looks... Have you seen this thing, Gene? Google it. Pablo Sanchez. He can barely get over the wall and get into the seats. They have to move an entire row of people to get this guy, and then he blocks everybody's view.
Well, that's another thing. Like, I wonder if they scooted some people back. It looked pretty empty in the ballpark last night, so I guess that's the thing they had going for him, is there was room to slide people around to maybe get a better view.
Other than that, in regards to the Brewers, they're obviously on fire. Miz had a hell of a month. Is there any concerns for you as we move into the summer months with the Brew Crew?
Well, it's funny you said they're on fire. They're winning, and they had a great month. I think for the last week or so, they were kind of just playing okay. Like, their offense had kind of slowed down. The top of the order, everyone was really struggling. Bryce Trang was like 0 for 21. Churio was kind of looking bad. And then last night, everybody broke out. Churio had a couple hits. Terang had a couple hits. And, I mean, what'd they score? 16 runs?
16 with no home runs. No home runs.
Which is hilarious. The Giants are god-awful. That was a televised execution last night. So hopefully, and this is what I said on my show last night, two opponents this week, the Giants and the Rockies, both are poor, not only give them opportunities to win more games, but they get opportunities to get some of their bigger bats going, which was lacking over last week. So a good start there last night. They have two starting pitchers right now. They have Miz and Harrison, and they're trying to figure out everything else because everybody's either hurt or underperforming. So there's plenty of question marks, but as we've seen in the last couple of seasons, like, the Brewers do a pretty good job of working through those and finding a way to win baseball games anyways.
Let's move on to the Badgers. They just got a new GM, a guy named Morocco Brown. I know nothing about him, but apparently He was with the Colts for a while, a number of other NFL organizations. And what's your takeaway from the Badgers' new GM hire?
Well, I know nothing about him, and I wouldn't expect most people to. I have our Badger guy, Jesse Temple, on Wednesday. So if you're asking me what I know, check back with me by 2 o'clock tomorrow, and I have to talk with Jesse and ask him questions. I will have learned as much as I need to have a segment and to talk to an expert about it. What interests me about it is when Chris McIntosh left, they elevated their current GM, Marcus Sedbury, into the AD role. So now, I don't think Marcus, I'd be shocked if he gets the full-time athletic director role. So they replace Marcus Sedbury full-time with a new GM. What does that mean for his future? I guess that's probably not interesting for most people because we just want to know who's the athletic director going to be, who's the GM going to be. But that guy got kicked out of his role to be the interim in another role, and now has lost his original role, I guess. So that just kind of, I don't know, I look at that a little sideways, too. That interests me.
Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show each and every Tuesday at about 8:15. Let's move on to the NFL. They are the kings of sports. There is none higher. Sucker MCs call them sire. And right now, everybody's talking about Myles Garrett and A.J. Brown, two massive moves in the NFL. I would say, obviously, Myles Garrett way more impactful when you're talking about going to the Rams. A.J. Brown, an aging receiver who's also got some knee issues, kind of a malcontent in Philly, but he's going back to be with his guy, his buddy, Mike Vrabel in New England. What's your takeaway from the two big trades yesterday in the NFL?
The Rams continue to be the Rams. And they keep trading picks, and they keep trying to get as many good players as possible. And to my mind's eye, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, Simpson, I brought this up on my show last night. When is this supposed to catch up with the Rams? People always say, well, you can go all in, but there'll be a price.
Right. They keep paying it forward, essentially, right? All these draft picks years down the road and money down the road. But they keep reloading and being a contending team.
Yeah. So they started this in 2016 when they traded up to take Jared Goff. And then they got McVay a year later. They've been elite ever since. In 2022, I think they went 5-12, but that's the year Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, and Cooper Kupp all got hurt. They had like a record number of players on injured reserve. So
by the way, real quick to interject. Speaking of Aaron Donald, did you see that he started working out and talking about coming back to be with the Rams? Is that going to happen?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Why wouldn't he? Are you kidding me? You come back and play next to Myles Garrett, and you live in L.A., you make good money, go to the beach every day. It's not like he has to go to Cleveland or, with all due Green Bay, to live during the football season. He probably still lives in L.A. I don't know. But the Rams keep doing it, and they're going to be awesome, and now they have their superstar on defense to go with, Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and Matthew Stafford, good God. So they'll be awesome.
Speaking of Green Bay, let's move that conversation to Green Bay. What do you see the Packers doing? Is there going to be, they never make big moves, maybe not never, but very rarely. Do you see any sort of large move happening in the trade market for the Packers?
Well, they're not the Rams. You're right. I think the Packers are willing to make moves when the type of move that they like appears. And I think Micah Parsons is such a good example. They'll make a big time play for a player who's at a position like an edge rusher, who's 26 and not 30. And Micah Parsons checked all those boxes. There's been a lot of Josh Sweat buzz. He's an edge rusher in Arizona. I was reading Bill Huber at Sports Illustrated talk to an exec in the NFL who theorized that he could probably be had for a 4th or a 5th round pick. The money after this year isn't guaranteed. This year he'd make about $18 million. That's a player who's played with Jonathan Gannon now in multiple spots and was great. That's the new Packers defensive coordinator, reunited in Arizona after being in Philly together. So there's that connection. Javon Hargrave already came to the Packers to meet back up with Jonathan Gannon after being in Minnesota for a year. So, yeah, I think Sweat makes sense. But it's nothing earth-shattering. It would be a very nice, solid rotational edge rusher that would help kind of plug the gap while Devontae Wyatt and Micah Parsons get healthy.
Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show each and every Tuesday at about 8:15, talking about Wisconsin sports and all sorts of other stuff. I wanted to bring up something that I found I didn't even know the Mets were doing this, but I find this awesome. And I've long lamented this fact. As a person a couple things. As a person who's not from here, it would be awesome to go to a Twins-Red Sox game in Minnesota, which is obviously closer to where I live now, and to be able to purchase Red Sox gear in Minnesota at that series, right? They're coming to town for 3 games. They know they're going to be there. They know there's going to be Red Sox fans there. Why wouldn't you sell MLB merchandise for the other team when they're there.
So there's a small pop-up shop that just orders in advance
Doesn't
when
have
the
to take
schedule
over the
comes
stadium.
out.
Just,
and
I mean,
just a small little pop-up shop. And
I'm bringing this up because the Mets are doing something kind of like this.
Food.
With the food. Have you heard about this thing?
I have not, but they are they presenting options for cuisine for visiting fans?
Yes. So apparently they're doing this all season long, and I don't know if they're doing it with every single team in every single series, but they just did it last week. They had the Cincinnati Reds in town, and as you know, Cincinnati's famous for their Skyline chili. So the Mets have this walks and roll food truck thing where apparently they create some sort of local delicacy for the visiting team, and they made a Cincinnati Skyline chili egg roll that the Reds broadcaster tried and didn't go very well. He didn't like it very much. But I love the idea, and I would love to see something like that along with merchandise for visiting teams being sold in other stadiums. Is that something you feel is the major sports should be doing?
Well, yeah, why not? Especially if, the Twins suck, the Mets suck. With all due, the Red Sox suck. And some of these ballparks are like, a big part of their business, especially with Fenway, the Simpson, like visiting fans.
Right.
So, if and I know Red Sox fans probably get their undies in a bunch. Like if there's Yankees merch being sold, I get that might be a little different. But the pop-up shop makes sense. Just order a small little stand, or, the team could even travel with something. I don't know how that would work. I don't know. The ballpark fare, you kind of lose me with some of the things. Like I'd eat Skyline chili at the ballpark just because it's not an overly reverent food. We can't we can't disrespect Skyline chili by eating it from a concession stand. Like no, that's the perfect place to eat Skyline chili. I just don't like the overly fancy things. Like an egg roll at a ballpark, I'll take a hot dog that's prepackaged. The fewer hands that touch that thing between the little booth in the wall and me.
You're Jeremy? You're Howie Mandel?
I didn't know this about you. You're a germ guy?
I'm not a germ guy. I want an egg roll, I'm going to go somewhere that's not the ballpark.
Yeah, but an egg roll has just as many hands touching it as a hot dog. I mean, you take it out of the bag where it's frozen, you throw it in the fry later, and then you stick it in
out with the tongs. You don't touch it with your fingers. You just tongs it into the little sleeve.
You just don't like egg rolls?
So an egg roll is a bad example. No, I love egg rolls.
Okay.
So, some of these, teams, they put out the announcement of this is what we're going to sell, and it's like a tomahawk steak or like a special burger with 1 million ingredients. It's like, I think the more complicated you make food at a stadium, you're just asking for trouble. You know what I mean?
Brant's a simple guy.
He's a simple guy.
Down-home, simple guy.
With wrappers, things with wrapped up so there's no germs.
No touchy germs.
And very simple.
It's sitting on the shelf in the concession stand window for how long?
All right, here's a quick way to determine if he's a Germy guy or not.
Okay.
You're at a ballpark. You get your hot dog. You go over to the condiment bar, and they've got the thing with the chopped up onions and a spoon. Are you using the spoon to get the onions, or are you avoiding the onions?
No, I'd take the onions.
All right, so not a Germy guy. Not a Germy guy.
No, not a Germy guy. It's more just
Germy
like
guy
I'm in a
do that.
ballpark. I want the ballpark food, because if we try to put non-ballpark food in the ballpark, it's not going to be as good.
Germy guy wouldn't touch that onion thing. He wouldn't go anywhere near it.
Do you use a straw when drinking from a can at all?
No.
How about air dryers in public restrooms?
Well, if I have to, but they
feces
suck.
everywhere.
Does it prefer not to? Yeah. Do you use any hand sanitizer?
No, because I don't like the way it makes my hands feel or smell.
How about door handles?
You gotta live life, Gene. You know what I mean? I'm not a germaphobe.
He's not. I'm declaring it. It's over.
Really?
He's not a German guy.
He's never? Okay.
No. It's just more of a particular food thing. That's all right. Grant Bilse, always a pleasure.
It's more of a picky food thing.
Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you soon, okay?
You both as well. It's a pleasure to talk with you. Have a good one.
Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show.
I guess I maybe would have tried to choke it down.
Yeah, choking things down. That's what he does.
Very clean, wrapped hot dog. He'll choke down.
I don't think he's German. He plays in bars with drunk people like me all the time.
Yes,
talking
that's true.
in his face.
And he's a musician.
Yeah, so I don't think
musicians
and he's got a mustache.
Can't be germaphobes.
Mustache dudes aren't germy. They're into germs. A lot of flavor savers going on in there.
I just want to know who the starting shortstop.
We got bad news, happy music, and it's coming up next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril. Now that's just nasty. Add in some Haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Repeat after me, Gene.
I.
Botched.
Botched.
I.
Botched eye.
Surgery.
No.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing.
Yeah. 6 years after what was supposed to be a routine cosmetic procedure, a woman from China still living with life-altering consequences of a botched double eyelid surgery. Angel eyes, Gene. She's got angel eyes. They're open all the damn time.
Can she see?
Wang Li is her name. I think that's an alias. Underwent the procedure in June of 2020 at a cosmetic clinic. Paid about $2,200 for the surgery. The clinic's head operator head surgeon guy, Meng, personally assessed her and carried out the operation. But what was meant to be a little enhancement, little touch-up, little touchy-toucher, turned into a nightmare. That very night after the operation, which, let's be honest, that's probably when a lot of the pain's going to happen. She experienced severe pain, unusually high eye pressure. Condition deteriorated so rapidly, rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment, and the damage has followed her ever since. For the past 6 years, this woman has been unable to fully close her eyes. Even when she's asleep, her eyelids remain partially open. Her tear duct function
very dry.
was also reportedly damaged, leaving her eyes constantly watering.
Oh, constantly watering?
Yes. Subsequent medical examinations revealed that she was left with a gap of about 1 centimeter when attempting to close her eyes, as well as complications including keratitis, and inflammation of the cornea. Yeah. Authorities found that the doctor did not possess a valid medical license. Clinic itself lacked the necessary permits to perform such procedures. Health authorities subsequently confiscating the clinic's medical equipment and drugs, imposed a giant fine, and also revoked their registration after the incident. Further investigations also revealed that the surgeon guy had been operating on other clinics or at another clinic and performing eye surgeries on multiple patients.
So this guy should not be doing surgeries.
By the way, there's close-up photos of this woman with her eyes and all the stuff that's going on and the droopiness and
I don't want to see any of that.
All sorts of problems, Gene. Botched eye surgery. No thanks. No thanks. Moving on to Pennsylvania. Not his daughter, but his girlfriend's daughter. This is much like when you're a kid and your dad needs help with the engine and you're 7, 8 years old and you're small enough to pick up and put on the hood with the flashlight. Shine it right here, right over here. And you're getting yelled at and screamed at the whole time.
This is like that?
Kind of, yeah. This guy in Ben Salem, Pennsylvania, I think I said that correctly, was arrested after he was accused of breaking into an office building and bringing a child with him to hold the flashlight while he tried to steal copper wire.
It's obviously dark and damp down there, and you have to have a flashlight. He had a partner.
James Harkless.
My little buddy.
DeChellis was arrested, caught cutting copper wiring from a building. Officers responded at about 12:30, found the building's door shattered and forced open. This guy brought his girlfriend's 11-year-old daughter with him, instructing her to hold the flashlight while he recovered and removed the copper wiring. Police say the man admitted to entering the building with the intent to steal the wiring for resale. He's been charged with burglary, corruption of minors, and related offenses.
I've got her with me, so
yeah. Well,
what was I supposed to do about that? I can't leave her in the car.
Can't arrest me. I got this girl with me here. Moving on to hashtag Florida, our favorite state to talk about when we're discussing bad news with happy music. A hashtag Florida woman named Diane Blaylock called 911 last week.
It's a relatively normal name.
Why would Diane Blaylock call 911, Gene?
Gator.
Nope, not a gator.
It's not a gator?
What was she calling 911 about in Florida?
A guy naked in her apartment.
No, not a naked man in her apartment or a gator. You want to try one more time?
Her sister ate all the lasagna?
No, but we're getting a little warmer. We're talking about ingestible things. She told the dispatcher that she was in need of assistance because a bar would not serve her a Jell-O shot.
Hey, you can get Jell-O shots at bars?
Apparently.
I thought that was just for like picnics and parties and family reunions and parades and stuff like
Florida,
that.
Gene.
Not like in the bar.
Bit wild down there. It is unclear what the dispatcher told Diane when she called the first time, but apparently it didn't ring so well because Diane was very unsatisfied and called back several more times, demanding that they help her with her emergency in the Jell-O shot situation. I've been to a lot of bars where they have Jell-O shots.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yes, I haven't.
You just don't go at the right time. You got to go at night. That's a nighttime thing. Usually they're in a syringe. You know what I mean?
Yes,
they do the
syringe.
shot girl walks around, they squirt it in your mouth.
Yes. Now
Maybe
I remember
they have them in
that.
cups,
I'm thinking more like the ones where you have to with the lid.
Some bars do that. Remember that one bar? He was washing the plastic cups in a sink behind the bar.
To reuse them?
Yeah, to reuse them, which is like totally illegal. Yeah, I remember that guy. I saw that and I said, we're leaving. I said, I'm not drinking anything else from this place. He was taking the empty Jell-O shot containers, the plastic cups, throwing them in a sink full of water in the back in one of those big basin sinks, you know, that you have in a kitchen, and like essentially rinsing them out and then reusing them. I mean, there's cheap and then there's that cheap. By the way, Diane, not a college student. She's 68 years old. She also had some marijuana and a couple of pipes on her. That's when the cops obviously showed up and they arrested her.
Everybody has that on them now, don't they?
Charged with misuse of 911 services, charged with trespassing, possession of marijuana, also admitted that she'd been drinking and smoking weed all day. Smoke weed every day. We're going to stay in Florida. And this video, the audio is not as good as the video because the video has all the unbleeped audio. What do you do when you're at a Taco Bell and a shirtless white man with a beard walks in wearing a kilt and drops the N-bomb in front of everybody? A very busy Taco Bell, by the way.
A lot of. You just said a lot of.
There was a lot of people inside that Taco Bell at this time of day. I was kind of surprised because most restaurants, fast food, you know, they just hit the drive-thru. But there was a lot of people in there.
Packed.
Maybe the drive-thru was broken. I don't know. But this guy walked in.
I'm staying away.
Shirtless white guy, big beard, kilt, dropped the N-bomb.
I'm leaving.
And got really mad and said he could turn the power off because he's an electrician.
I would, any scenario that involves someone causing a scene and I'm out.
Moments after he did all of this, he left. The person filming the incident continued to film while the guy left the store.
Turned the electric off.
And then click, all of a sudden the power to the building goes up. It's unprecedented, this guy.
I'm a electrician. I'll go out there and shut this down. Do it. I got it on tape.
That little snap you heard at the end, that's the power going up to the entire building. Everything goes black. It's going viral. This is at a Taco Bell in Florida.
Because he really did do this shirtless guy?
Yes. I'm assuming. Shirtless older guy wearing a kilt is upset about something, flips out, drops the N-bomb.
I'm going to turn the power off.
Apparently somebody called him a meth head. He said, I'm an effing electrician. I'll go out there and shut this whole place down. Several people challenging him to do it.
And then he did.
And then he went and did it. The employees got him to leave the store.
They didn't think he was an electrician.
And he slams the door on the side of the building as he leaves, and then he walks around to the back, and he must have pulled a wire or something.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. He was really an electrician.
Lots of memes, by the way, of this guy. Lots of videos and all sorts of good stuff. A lot of people reacting. Said, well, he told you he was going to do it. Don't know if the guy got arrested or anything, but this dude apparently didn't want to be called a meth head.
I'm here to tell you about drugs and alcohol and why they're bad, okay?
Because he's not. He's an electrician.
Yeah, he is. In fact, he was such a good electrician, he was able to shut the power off for an entire Taco Bell. And then there'll be no power.
I told you that one we went to last summer in Miami. I'd never seen a place like that. It was nuts.
Was it the two-story one, like with the high-tech two lanes and all that stuff?
We waited 45 minutes for our food after we ordered.
At a Taco Bell?
It was unbelievable.
You're insane.
It wasn't for me. It was for, yes, we ordered, paid, and then it was for the kids back at the hotel room. And it was nuts. I couldn't believe it. And they were selling booze.
Okay, now I know why. All right, now you're making sense. Last but not least, this is terrible.
It's crazy.
A family mourning the loss of their father went to the funeral home to attend the wake.
Wrong body.
Not the same guy.
Right, wrong body.
And it wasn't a case of we put you in the wrong room with the wrong body kind of thing. It was the funeral home was trying to pass this off as their dad.
Like, they're like, this is the wrong body. They're like, no, it's not.
Yes, not like, oh, sorry, he's in the other room.
No, it's
we
not.
made a simple mistake. No, this is your dad. Yes. Jose Daniel Diaz Felipe, known as Danielito to his friends and family, passed away at the age of 84.
Okay.
His kids prepared to say a final goodbye at his wake last week. When they showed up at the R.G. Ortiz funeral home, however, they were stunned to find out that there was a stranger in the casket.
When we opened the coffin, we found another man, and they were trying, like for hours, trying to convince us that he was our father. They say that they found, like in the same week, another person with a similar name. We don't know where our father is at right now. They say that they cremated him, but we are not sure.
What?
Yeah. So that is the son of the guy who died. And much like the son, the dad was apparently bald. And the guy in the casket had hair. And didn't look like their dad at all. Was shorter than their dad was.
Wasn't their dad. They know what their dad looks like.
Yeah, they tried to get answers from the funeral home. And as you heard there, they said they tried for hours to convince us that it was our father. Not the first incident either with this funeral home. Go figure.
Ugh.
R.G. Ortiz Funeral Homes has been accused in the past. New York City Department of Consumer and Worker Protection sued the funeral homes after they received nearly 50 complaints about the condition of the remains of loved ones and misrepresenting or concealing the prices of services offered. This place sounds like one of these really fraudulent, do it cheap and no one will ask any questions because they're getting it on the cheap, right? Like, look, cremation, funerals, coffins, all that stuff costs a lot of money. And a lot of times, people don't have money for that stuff. And a lot of times, people don't plan for that in their will or their estate or whatever. So you got to do that out of pocket. And so this place sounds like one of these places where they probably charge a lot less than the other places. And they just try to get away with it by charging less.
We may have cremated your dad.
2024, that funeral home settled the lawsuit, agreeing to pay $600,000 to clients and $100,000 in civil penalties. So, yeah. Now this family thinks their dad might be cremated.
That's horrific.
Sounds like another lawsuit's coming for the R.G. Ortiz funeral
Does sound
homes.
like that. Does, yeah.
Whoa. Bad news, happy music. Thank you for all the text messages this morning. Brian in Colorado texting in. We were talking about the Black Crows.
A ruckus. They call it a ruckus.
Said average people just want to be entertained and get away from the political BS that's in our lives all the damn time.
That's what we said.
Pretty much. Thanks to Amy texting in from Culligan. She said, make sure you ask for me the next time you call. Benjamin texting in. We were talking about which genre of music you'd choose to listen to for an entire year. He said, what a great pool of music to base a survey off of. LOL, I'd take silence for the year.
That wasn't
an option.
Yeah.
Remy texting in about kids being sick, a great excuse to leave work early on National Leave Work Early Day. Said the kid will go to school fine, then you get a call at midday that they're sick. I've had this happen. Yeah. Matt saying that he would go with the AI-generated EDM for a year, further explaining that the mumble rap, the country, and the Christian crap are bad for you mentally and physically. And physically? Thank you very much for the text messages. Always good to hear from you guys.
Be part of the program.
Yeah.
Let us know where you're working tomorrow for Workforce Wednesday, unless, of course, your take the afternoon off extends into tomorrow.
I got a text from Jake over at Twisted Skull. Said yesterday was my 15-year Twisted Skull anniversary. I saw that. Congratulations. Jake's done work on both of us. Stellar guy. Then he said, was that his last night alive? Did he bite the wire or use an axe? Oh, the Taco Bell dude?
Yeah,
He didn't have any
walked
axe.
away, didn't he? I mean,
well, you watch the video. He's barehanded and shirtless. He's got no axe, no tools, no bag, no nothing. He doesn't have a hard hat or a jumpsuit that an electrician would normally wear. No identifying marks on him. Just, yeah. I don't know if he went out there and just yanked a big
cord.
Well, that's like, I mean, a building power is like there's either a big switch or there's a line from a pole. Did he have a big pole and he yanked it off the telephone pole?
Wizard. He's a wizard.
He did look kind of wizardy.
Wizard.
He did. Thank you very much, Jake. Appreciate that. Good to hear from you guys.